Good afternoon. Welcome to Jim Mumley's World of Weather. You clicked on to long-range weather forecast discussion for October 27th through November 10th. Before I get started, I just want to say I might be cutting out the weekend forecast. Gotta see how that works out. Only doing Monday through Friday. I might change that. Okay, we're going to look at the period now for October 27th to the 31st. And the pattern doesn't really change much from last week. We still have our trough in the west, ridge in the east. The model's in good agreement with that. And the pattern, the system will be exiting the northeast at the start of the period. You can see we have a system up here. And high pressure will build in across the region. Temperatures are expected to be just above normal for mid-fall, with precipitation increasing later in the period, Monday through Tuesday. Southern stream flow from the Intermountain West to the Rockies on Thursday will result in cold temperatures with a chance of snow in the south central Rockies. And we'll take a look at that at the surface. Do I have the map? Okay, right here. GFS doesn't show much of it. The European, or the ensembles, this is European, and then this is the Canadian. So a close low in the southern states. As forecasts track steadily through the south central states through the weekend and will produce enhanced rain and storms. You can see right down here. This one shows up pretty good. And then we have another system moving into the northwest. And later in the week and into early next week. And that'll bring increased chances of rain and snow. You can see right here moving in as you get to the end of the period. Okay, we'll look at the period now for November 1st to the 5th. And negative height anomalies are forecast across Canada to Greenland. You can see it right here on all the models. And this will keep the flow with the trough in the west, ridge in the east. So during this forecast period, temperature outlook doesn't change very much. Below normal temperatures here, with the anomalies of 4 to 8 degrees below normal. Greatest anomalies here. Above normal temperatures forecast for this region here, with anomalies near 5 degrees above normal. And for precipitation, calling for above normal precipitation here, probability of occurrence is 40%. Below normal precipitation here, probability of occurrence is near 40%. Now this all works in perfectly well with the La Nina pattern. This is what we usually get in a typical La Nina. It's wet here, we've shown the forecast, wet here, and warm. And this is generally the flow during this period where it brings the storm track here and then down into the eastern states. That's typical, and this pattern seems to be typical of La Nina. Okay, we're going to look at the pattern for November 6th to the 10th. And most of the guidance keep a ridge trough configuration, but if you look at the GFS, it kind of has more of a broader trough going into the plains of Mississippi Valley. We have a ridge here of these specific, but most of the other models have a weak trough in the west, ridge in the east. Another thing we had to look at here is what's going on in Asia. I always look here, and there's still above normal heights here across Eastern Asia. This trough tries to build down, only comes as far as Japan. But for now, this supports a ridge in the east. You got to get this trough here to move into Eastern China. Maybe it'll bring a trough into the east. So we got to see how that goes. So for this forecast period, I'm calling for little change in temperature anomalies. And for precipitation, calling for above normal precipitation here, here, and here. And the probability of occurrence 35 to 40%. Below normal precipitation here for California into the Great Basin. Probability of occurrence is near 35%. That's the long range weather forecast discussion for October 27th through November 10th. Thanks for coming to Jim Munley's World of Weather, and have a good day.